For a while now, I've heard stories of an old abandoned steam engine being hidden out here, abandoned somewhere in Jonathan Dickinson State Park. Today I'm going to go try to find it. Only recently was I able to find concrete information on where the steam engine actually is. Someone online posted GPS coordinates. I plugged them into Google Maps, and now I'm out here at the state park on a boiling hot summer day, and I'm going to go try to find the steam engine. All right, let's go. The trail that I'm on right now is called the Kitchen Creek Nature Trail. I'm not exactly sure how long it's going to take to get out there. I'd guess probably about an hour and 15 minutes. Of course, if you're going to do anything like this, you need to prepare for the conditions. Plenty of water, sunscreen, snacks, bug spray, etc. It's a beautiful day out here, so I'm hoping to be able to see some wildlife as I wander in search of this relic of the past. There's a swallow-tailed kite out here. We're about a quarter of a mile onto the trail. That's the first sighting of cool birds so far. In addition to the swallow-tailed kite, I'd also like to see a scrub jay while I'm out here. And that'd be a nice bonus on top of finding the steam engine. Starting to get some cloud cover. That's a welcome blessing. One mildly frustrating thing about this particular quest is that as I look on Google Maps, the GPS coordinates for the steam engine are not too far in this direction across the river. However, I would have to go across the river. And instead of swimming across that, I'm going to try to go around it. There's a footbridge about a mile and a half or two away. I'm going to cross that and then come back in this direction. People just rode past me on their bikes and they said, quote, "It's hot as F and there are a couple of fires." And then they just kept on riding by. So I'm not sure how to take that. I know it's hot out here, but I wasn't expecting fires. We'll see what's going on. Otherwise, it's beautiful out here. Should be getting to this footbridge here in about a quarter mile or so. All right, that is the trail that I'm on. It's going this way. You can see the sign, it continues on. However, there's this little side path and I need to go that way. So I'm gonna see what's down the side path and maybe, I don't know, it'll get me across the river without having to go all the way down there and then cut back. Save me a little time. Well, it's not looking promising. Nice little gator hole right there. Now we're starting to get that swampy jungle feel. And those mosquitoes are coming out. The path continues. The question is, does this get me across the river or not? The answer to the question, will this give me a shortcut across the river, is almost. This seems to be the narrowest point right here. If I was in a pinch, if I was in a rush, then I could obviously make it across there, but I don't want to be slogging with muddy shoes, wet feet. So I'm just gonna head back to the main trail. All right, I'm coming up on the footbridge right here, Kitchen Creek South. So this is about 2 miles from the parking lot. It'll allow me to cut across Kitchen Creek, then turn left, complete my U-turn, and start heading towards the steam engine, which would be about 2 more miles. It's not the greatest looking bridge. All right, a little bit sketchy. Only got to make it across one more time though. It's much more shady on this side. Pros and cons though. Now we got to worry about the uneven ground with all the roots and the bugs. But, you know, trade-offs. All right, the trail merged onto what looks to be a service road for the parks people. Soft sand in the sun again. Should be walking up on a primitive campground pretty soon. Gonna take a little break there and get some water. All right, just made it to Kitchen Creek Primitive Campground. There's a chemical toilet if you need that. And there should be water available here. I brought plenty myself, but it's always nice to take advantage of any water opportunities that you can on a hot day like this. Let's see what this campsite looks like. 2 picnic tables. I see a bench back there. Probably pitcher tent back in that area if I had to guess. So this means that I should be about 1.1 miles from the steam engine. Just gonna keep pushing onward. We got a nice unexpected rain shower, cooling things off. In South Florida, even if it says it's not gonna rain on a given day, you can't trust it. All right, now according to my GPS, and I knew this was gonna happen, I have to go off trail. So apparently the steam engine is tucked away in the woods, somewhere back that way. So I'm gonna have to do some bushwhacking and see if I can find this thing. All right, I moved down the trail a little bit to find a slightly more accessible point. I'm just gonna go straight in there and hope that these GPS coordinates are accurate. Still just poking around back here. Oh, look at that. We found it. The GPS coordinates are accurate. I'm gonna walk up there and get a better view. Right, here it is. The abandoned steam engine in Jonathan Dickinson State Park. It is unmarked, off the trail. My understanding from what I read online is that this was actually used to power an old sawmill back in the day, and that this model of steam engine was likely made in 1874. However, there's speculation that this steam engine was also used as a still, like a moonshine still, because of its location out here, sort of in the middle of the nowhere, kind of next to a creek back that way called Moonshine Creek, I believe. We're also near the Loxahatchee River. Right. I'm just gonna try to get every angle of this. Looks like it's been cut into here. Resting onto the ground. Let's walk over to that far side. Hope nothing jumps out at me. Very cool. In 1 year, and 5 years, and 50 years, and in all likelihood 100 years from now, this relic will still be sitting out here quietly in the middle of Jonathan Dickinson State Park. But unlike this old steam engine, I can't stay here forever. So I'm going to fight my way back through the brush and try to find the trail again and head back. It took me about an hour and a half to get out here and find this. I expect it'll be about an hour and a half to get back. All right, so one last look at the steam engine and I'll be on my way. All right, and we're out of all that. Back onto the trail. And just for reference, it's probably about, I don't know, 50 or 60 yards back that way. Now time to backtrack, make it to the Sketchy Footbridge, and head to the parking lot. I haven't seen any fires, even though that couple on the bike said that there were some fires. I'm still not quite sure what they were talking about. I've seen a lot of birds, a lot of woodpeckers, kites, squirrels. No scrub jays yet. Even if I didn't find that steam engine, coming out here and going on this walk would still be worth it. All right, I'm coming up on that footbridge again. One of the upsides of being slightly overweight is that you can float easier in the water, but a downside is that you don't trust footbridges quite as much. So let's try to make it across here one more time. gingerly. I think I'm gonna make it. Yeah, right there in the middle, you definitely feel it swaying, and you can kind of see how it's kind of eating away at points, but I made it. Onward we go. About 2 miles left at this point. Right, so that's that. This is the end of the trail right here. That was about 8 miles, maybe slightly over 8 miles, just under 3.5 hours total. And we can now confirm that there is indeed an abandoned, rusting steam engine out there in Jonathan Dickinson State Park. That's all for this video. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day.